The solution is still there, the problem is still there, it needs to be fixed, we will fix it. Ralph, hello.
You are part of the alt-right, are you?
No, I'm not. They're just one of our cultural vanguards. I'm much worse than that. I'm part of the new right.
You're part of the new right?
I'm a new reactionary for the last 2 decades.
And you're ironically calling people Nazis. Is that because people call you a Nazi?
Oh, because the term is ridiculous, because for at least 2 reasons. One, you must have been a member of the National Socialist Party in Germany in the 1930s that is now defunct. Yes. So the word is just literally just absurd, right?
So why
I like absurd words. Yeah, they're quite useful.
What are the other absurd words that get thrown around?
Oh gosh, how many? I can't even remember.
All sorts of. You get called racist.
Oh, packy, coconut, all sorts of words. But they're just I'm mining all the database comments and code right now, and you can actually see the race realism in play. As you can see, tribal instincts around Islam that just surface in the data manifest as the chimps organize around lions.
Okay.
The data is crystal. I'm not making any moral judgments on it. First, foremost, I'm observing it.
Okay.
So Gillian the chimp and Ralph the chimp are speaking of the planet right now in space-time at this point, whether you like it or not.
Does that mean one of us has to be the silverback? Do groups automatically acknowledge like a leader, and then when there's 2 rivals, they go at it?
Well, we start with the fundamental axioms that we do know from the science. Like we are primates, right? We can start there. Okay. And from the primate descended line to evolutionary chimps, we are chimps, primates. And while we have socialized our prefrontal cortex, and we now have languages and advanced mechanisms of being animals, we still have a large percentage of our system that, given from our endocrinology, is animalistic. Silverbacks, little talky ones, the meta patterns that arrive around them, they seem pretty relatively stable in a global world, right?
Okay. So, and you accept evolution and evolutionary biology?
Accept it. Yeah, it just appears to be very strongly empirically correlated. Right?
Well, because
you can teach it to 8-year-olds and kids in a class, right?
And it seems to make sense to me.
You breed dogs. It's not hard to understand, right?
But a lot of the new right, you get the hard-line Christians moving to the right, and they completely reject the idea of...
no, not scientific Christians. No, the Church of Vatican accepts both the Big Bang and evolution formally.
Okay.
Right,
so
started years ago.
The Catholic Church.
Christianity and science are not a conflict.
They're not?
No. Onward Christian geek, soldiers from the new right are the best, man. We're geeked up, we're Christians and we're armed.
So
That's a pretty good place.
May I ask your religious beliefs?
Yes, I'm Protestant.
You're Protestant, okay. But I'm thinking some of the evangelical Protestants in America are verging on flat earthers as well.
Well, we have internal denomination variation, but if you're not a Christian, it's none of your concern. We have our militia, the court of Christ. Okay. They will only have such entertainment, such conversations with other Christians. Okay. If you're not a Christian, thanks for your input.
You accept the science on evolution?
Absolutely.
What do you like on global warming?
Global warming is
climate change.
Climate change, however you want to measure it. So where are we now? We're the universe is 15 billion years old, only 4.9 billion years we crystallized. Okay. And this planet now has chimps on it that suddenly hit 5 billion, 7 billion, and they have fiddled with the global metrics in the environment.
Okay.
In science, the biggest challenge in science we have is nothing to do with environmentalism, but everything to do with the answer. For the last 250 years in science, we have pursued reductionism. So the most accurate science we have is quantum chromodynamics, can measure with precision of 18 digits.
Okay.
But we don't know how to reconstruct bottom-up systems that describe nature, the environment, the weather. So as we can measure what we can in our reduction science of what's occurring, and we can see the bad effects of global warming, we're hyper-accelerating the soup. We don't have the mathematics sciences to fix it. So we can either fix it socially, everyone becomes a hippie, or we fix it technically. Okay. My money is on us fixing it technically, but until then we shouldn't be doing reckless things because we're putting everyone into the big pot and we're turning up the temperature. So not a smart move.
You do accept that man-made climate change is happening?
Oh, we're hyper-accelerating it, but the solution will only come... we're hyper-accelerating it just in a non-linear fashion at even course metric level.
Okay. So
the solutions are not going to come from bridge blockers. Correct.
Okay. Like protesters, Greenpeace, these type of things?
No, they have a role to play in the court, but the solutions will not come from them, is what I said. Okay. They will come from either science or some collective catastrophe.
You accept the 97% consensus on man-made climate change?
Well, I do, but it's highly biased, of course, right?
Highly biased
mathematically
towards
just mathematically.
The government?
Just mathematically.
Sometimes the people on the right are sceptical of the scientists who say climate change because they say it's all backed by...
No, we're neo-scientific realists. No, we first look at the mathematical bias. Do you know what I mean by that?
No.
So if I give you two examples of biased and unbiased organizations. From the right, the Catholic Church is highly biased.
Okay.
Mathematically, I describe that as what percentage are non-dissenting opinions.
Okay.
The IPCC is also highly biased. One or two really unbiased organizations, the US Supreme Court, always 5-4 in a perfect seesaw, and the Federal Open Market Committee setting interest rates. No funny moves. They are unbiased, whereas the Catholic Church, against your side, or the IPCC are highly biased. They're non-dissenting opinions. So we observe that this is a non-dissenting body of opinion. The solution is still there, the problem is still there, it needs to be fixed, we will fix it. But to say this is an unbiased view of the 12-year report and 10-year report is not being mathematically true, and as geeks reject absurdity with profanity usually, right? So.
Well, man, you're going very deep there. I'm going to have to go away and research a lot.
No worries, so man. Yeah, nice meeting you and everything else.
Who are you hoping to meet today? Are you going to get stuck into a debate?
No, I just came in here because up to Brexit, I've had a couple of chats with Leon. I had a go at Dr. Peterson. Called him out in 3 questions he's been running
Jordan
with.
Peterson.
I had to go smashing him down and ask him.
You don't like what he says?
Oh, I like what he does.
You do like what, okay.
He does, not what he says. He won't answer 3 questions, and it's been 17 months.
What won't he answer?
The following 3 questions. Right, if you're an individualist and you're in a board game, in game theory, and this individualist has to fight against collectives, all mathematical genetic algorithms show collective strategies beat individualists, and the 2 winning strategies, one winning by about 20%, is ethno or force group preference versus humanitarian. Individualists will lose. Why are you not answering the question, the great replacement? If a white population is dwindling, is it fair for whites to collectivize? Won't answer it, runs. Question 2 is the JQ. Given now that we have a pure Western defended Holy Land and ethno-state for Israel, is the diaspora Jew performance to be called out directly for them to choose what they are? They can be white if they're white Jews, but there's no double loyalty now that you have an ethno-state. He won't answer the JQ. And the third question he won't answer as a Christian is he will wobble around his word, he will use epistemological dancing and variation, but does he believe Jesus Christ is the Son of God? Okay. It's a simple question requiring a simple response, yes, no, don't know. There you go.
Well, 3 questions for Jordan Peterson.
Indeed. No rush, yes.
You've answered all my questions. Cheers. Appreciate it.